One day, nearly 300 people were living and working in this town. Trains arrived loaded with supplies, the mine was making millions of dollars, and the future looked bright. Then, almost overnight, everyone left. Today, the buildings still stand deep in the Alaskan wilderness, frozen in time. So what happened to one of America's richest mining towns? Let's find out. The story begins in the early 1900s, deep in the rugged mountains of Alaska. At the time, this region was one of the most remote places in North America. There were no roads, no towns, and very few people willing to live in such a harsh environment. But hidden beneath these mountains was something incredibly valuable: high-grade copper ore. When prospectors discovered the copper deposits, news spread quickly. The ore was so rich that investors knew they had found something special. Soon, mining companies poured money into the project. They named the operation Kennecott, and plans were made to build one of the most ambitious mining towns in American history. There was just one problem. Kennecott was located in the middle of nowhere. Getting supplies in and copper out seemed almost impossible. To solve this problem, the company built a railroad stretching nearly 200 miles across mountains, rivers, and dangerous wilderness. It was an engineering challenge that cost millions of dollars, but it connected the mine to Alaska's coast and made large-scale mining possible. By 1911, Kennecott had transformed into a busy company town. Workers and their families lived in wooden homes surrounded by towering peaks and glaciers. The town had a hospital, school, recreation hall, warehouses, and offices. Despite its remote location, it was surprisingly modern for its time. At the center of everything stood the giant concentration mill. This massive 14-story building processed the copper ore brought down from nearby mountain mines. Day and night, workers crushed and sorted ore before sending it away by train. The operation was incredibly efficient and quickly became one of the most profitable copper mines in the world. Life in Kennecott was far from easy. Winters were brutally cold, and heavy snow often covered the area for months. Workers faced dangerous conditions underground, while avalanches were a constant threat in the surrounding mountains. Yet the promise of steady work and good wages kept people coming. The risks paid off. Over the next few decades, Kennecott produced enormous amounts of copper, along with silver and other valuable minerals. The company earned hundreds of millions of dollars, making it one of the richest mining operations in American history. For a while, it seemed like the town's success would never end. But mining towns have one major weakness. Their future depends entirely on the resources beneath the ground. By the 1930s, the richest copper deposits were beginning to run out. As the ore became harder to find, profits started to fall. The company realized the mine could no longer operate as successfully as before. Then came the decision that changed everything. In 1938, mining operations were shut down. Workers packed their belongings, families moved away, and the final train left town. In just a short time, the busy community that had once been full of life became completely silent. Unlike many abandoned mining towns, Kennecott wasn't destroyed or rebuilt. Its remote location actually helped preserve it. Decades passed, and many of the original buildings remained standing. Snowstorms, strong winds, and harsh weather slowly damaged the structures, but the town survived surprisingly well. As years went by, explorers, photographers, and historians became fascinated by the ghost town. They saw Kennecott as a rare window into America's mining past. Preservation projects helped protect many of the remaining buildings, ensuring that future generations could experience the site. Today, Kennecott sits within Wrangell St. Elias National Park, the largest national park in the United States. Visitors from around the world travel here to see the famous Red Mill, walk through the abandoned town, and imagine what life was like during its booming years. Standing among these empty buildings, it's hard not to think about how quickly fortunes can change. A town that once generated incredible wealth now stands quiet and forgotten. Yet that is exactly what makes Kennecott so fascinating. It is more than just a ghost town. It is a reminder of ambition, opportunity, and the temporary nature of even the greatest successes. If you enjoyed exploring this abandoned place, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know which forgotten town or ghost city you'd like to see next.